let's do our first logarithm. We want to find log base 2 of 32. Alright, now to help us, let's just put an equal sign here and put an x over here. We really need to know what x is. We need to know the answer to this logarithm. Now every logarithm can be rewritten as an exponential, and we're going to use a circular pattern. We're going to start with this little base, and we're going to go 2 to the x equals 32. And it'll look like this, 2 to the x equals 32 in that circular pattern. Alright, now, well, if we think about it, 2 to what power equals 32? Well, 2 to the second is 4, 2 to the third is 8, 2 to the fourth is 16, 2 to the fifth is 32. So we need 5. Alright, so let's do the same thing with this next one. Let's rewrite it using the circular pattern. 3 to the x equals 27. Well, 3 squared is 9, and 3 to the third is 27. So we need 3 to the third. X needs to be a 3. Let's do the same on this third. Again, using our circular pattern, starting with the base, 5 to the x equals 25. 5 to the x equals 25. And of course, if we look at that, 5 to the second power is 25. So our x is 2. Alright, now here's a tougher one. Let's take a close look at this one. Let's rewrite it in the same fashion. 2 to the x equals an 8th. Alright, now to help us out here, let's remember something from MT 065. Remember, if we had 2 to the negative 1, that could be rewritten as 1 over 2 to the first. And if we had 2 to the negative 2, we could rewrite that as 1 over 2 squared. And if we had 2 to the negative 3, that was 1 over 2 to the third. So essentially, a negative exponent changes something into a fraction. And let's notice over here, this is really, if we multiply out the 2 to the third, it's 1/8. The x there has to be the negative 3 power. Now the way to think about this is we need a negative to make our power, and if we think 2 to the third power gives us an 8, so we need a negative 3 power. Alright, now our next one is tricky as well. If we rewrite this one, 4 to the x equals 2. Well, 4 to the what power is equal to 2? It's getting smaller. Well, if we think about this, the square root of 4 equals 2. And the funny thing in here is that we need to know this, and we don't really know it yet, but the square root is equal to the 1/2 power. The cube root is equal to the 1/3 power. And the fourth root is equal to the 1/4 power, and so on. Okay, so since the square root of 4 gives us 2, our x here is the 1/2 power. And we just have to remember that the square root is equal to the 1/2 power.